And somebody asked me to do some demonstration about Tai Chi, but then it's quite boring, okay? Because somebody moving very slowly, and then you just, what's he doing? And so it's much better to have a little bit of understanding about what are we doing first, and then you participate, and then direct experience it. I think it's much better. Before we start, I'm going to spend about 5 minutes or so to do some illustration to try to give you some idea about what is infinite Tai Chi. Tai Chi, principle of Tai Chi, first of all, we're trying to get in touch with the universal life force, which will bring everything together. Without that, as I said, you are dead warm-up. You cannot exist. And also, I explain to students, as always, when you're running out of Qi, you just drop that. And then you have plenty of Qi or prana. Unfortunately, you can't die even you want to. So it's the first level you start to notice everything connected with the invisible, but then it's not so invisible energy we call the prana or Qi. So that is what we cultivate. Enable we have a radiant health. That is a very universal. Without health, there's no happiness, by the way. So when we talk about happiness, of course, unless you're a very deep meditator, enable you continue to get in touch with the inner joy. So that is one level we're trying to get in touch, okay, with the transcend freedom from the delusion of separateness. And then gradually the vibration getting higher, and then I have to find something, okay, to illustrate that. Here. And I wrote some words in here. We call it Qi. Is on here. We call Qi abundance. Can be cultivated, and you have to cultivate it. Because there's 1,001 thing you need to accomplish down on earth, especially you are young. Because some of you haven't got married yet. Possibly you need to get married. Because you get married, the possibility is you might get divorced. But then after you get divorced, you might feel lonely, and then you want to get married again. And then marriage is too challenging, and then you got divorced. One of those things. But then as you are getting older, like some of the auntie and uncles here, you've done all that. So you can see that it's a lot of energy involved. So, and then if you want spiritual enlightenment, just meditation, you need energy. So to cultivate the Qi, enable you got more energy, so the energy can be expand. So when it expand, become brighter, is here, we call the radiant. That is the reason why it's the red color one. Radiant, very important. Can you see the symbol of the Holy Isle? It's a golden sun, isn't it? Isn't it amazing? It's symbolic as real. Without the sunlight, nothing exists down here. So, eventually the Qigong level have to get in touch with it, and it will become radiance. And because quantum mechanics now, from this onward, you're starting to notice the unified field of existence. If you're getting more radiant, your family member will feel safer and more peaceful. Because you're starting to radiate outward, not only on the physical level, but on the quantum field level. So that means you are happy, vibrant, and they feel well supported. Because everything's starting to interconnected. And that's a peace, love energy. That is a beauty. And when we perform infinite Tai Chi, after we practice some Qigong exercise, the Qigong exercise, a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between Qigong and Tai Chi? I said Tai Chi is a piece of art, and Qigong is a practice. The piece of art, there's a one requirement, it got to be beautiful. That means love energy got to be beautiful. Without artificiality, it's got to be there. Do not deceive by my form, okay? The quality, not the movement, quality of the energy more important than the form. And also, this is universal. And that is we call the peace and love energy. Of course, you heard quite a lot about the light, especially New Age talk quite a lot about the light. And even in Tibetan book of Living and Dying, a lot of Buddhist book talk about the clear light as well. It's an abstract word, actually. Of course, it's a translation. But then actually, when you see is the energy, everything is energy, when it reaches a certain level, it becomes very intense. So that means out of this intensity from internally, some of the dedicated meditator, not only they see the light, they actually utilize it. And then from here onward, you notice the existence, because you're conscious about this, is time to notice the permanent aspect of life itself. Permanent aspects. So, of course, underneath here, we come and go. So that means you can be sure, okay, I won't be here long. You too. So that means it's so-called, the Buddhists talk about the impermanence. It's very obvious. You don't need to Harvard School, university, PhD to understand this. Everything is transient. Nothing new about it, but then a lot of people do not really study about energetic level. That is our forte. We study about the energetic level. So from here onward, underneath here, you're a superb human being. If you're radiant, you cannot not be positive. If you're vibrant and successful, you cannot not support life. If you are radiant and happy, you attract the most wonderful things and people into your life. Of course, the Buddhists will talk about you must have a good karma. I guess so too. And you know very well, just being successful down on earth is not easy. To earn a living is not easy. To pay off your mortgage is very hard. No wonder some of you do not have a mortgage, right? So, relationship always find it challenging. Is anybody in relationship now? If you are in relationship, okay, Buddha bless you. Okay, Buddha bless you. So, and then, really all the helps, okay? And then for those of you are single and observe celibacy and so forth, Buddha bless you too. The loneliness, and then, and then you just don't know where to put your energy, see? So, also Buddha bless you too. So, we understand about this. So here you are. So you have to utilize your energy. Everything is energy without doubt. Another light is expansion of it. And divinity cannot be described. You have to direct experience it. There's a very, very, very interesting about divinities. Basically, it really cannot be described. It's kind of an enlightened state, but then, momentarily in a samadhi, very deep meditative state, my goodness, wow, kind of you at homeness. So never mind the enlightenment bit, okay, just be more practical. Yoga, complete integration of consciousness. Of course, you're conscious. And then when we practice, okay, we're very conscious. You call mindfulness. Today, modern day, it's called mindfulness training. But it's eventually become a supreme focus. To start with, it's externalize your focus. But eventually, you have to learn to internalize your focus. And this, eventually, focus is only a starter. Only to start. Until you're reaching a point, the focus consciousness starts to expand. And then you realize your consciousness and the universal consciousness, because we're running out of words, and then become one. So you attain a state of yoga. You can see that beside the energy we just introduced, we also need consciousness. Focus to start with, And then it's very skilled, just like meditation practice. Okay, too tense is no good, too focused is no good, but then too loose is no good. You just have to get it right and achieve the consistency. But when you're achieving it, it's not the end. It's only you become more skilled with your quiet, your mind, and conscious can be steady, very much like the candle flame there. But then without wind blowing it, so you can be steady. But then think about if it is like the candle flame, your focus, it becomes sharper and sharper and sharper. And then you also learn about openness, not too tense. And then gradually, in the right timing, okay, I don't know when, because it's there all the time. And then you're merging with the consciousness itself. You attain a state of yoga.